Hello everyone. So in today's class we'll be talking about pollution. So in your second module uh, we are going to talk about different types of pollution. Now basically what is pollution? There are different definitions of it. So pollution we can define as undesirable change in the physical, chemical or biological characteristics of our air, land and water that will harmfully affect the human life and the desirable species. Or in simple language, we can say pollution can be defined as the harmful substance contaminating the environment. So, any harmful substance, any undesirable substance which are there, when they contaminate the environment, they affect the environment, that will be called as pollution. Also, it refers to a very bad condition of environment in terms of quality and quantity. So basically, when we talk about the pollution, there are various types of it. For example, there is air pollution, there is water pollution, noise pollution, land pollution, and radioactive pollution. So in your portion, we are going to talk about air pollution, water pollution, and soil pollution. Now let us talk about the air pollution. So basically, what is air pollution? Well, in this particular presentation, in this particular video, we are going to see the introduction. What is it? Various types of air pollution. What is smog, acid rain and its effect, greenhouse gases and its effect on ozone layer, and what are the causes and prevention of air pollution. So basically, how we can define air pollution? Air pollution is the introduction of chemicals, particulate matter, or biological materials that cause harm or discomfort. Let us try to understand this meaning. It is the introduction, or you can say it is the emission of chemicals, particulate matter, or any biological material. Okay, so it can be anything which is causing discomfort or uneasiness to human beings or other living organisms. So it is affecting the living organisms and it is causing damage to the natural environment into the atmosphere. So in simple language, you can say that air pollution refers to the undesirable change occurring in air causing harmful effects on man and domesticated species or on living beings. So it is the undesirable change. Nobody desires it, but it is causing harmful impact on human beings and other species. Now, how this air pollution is caused? It is caused by pollutants. Okay, so the things which will be causing which will be emitted into the air, okay, which will be they will be called as air pollutants. So based on this, we can classify two types of air pollutants. First is primary and second one is secondary air pollutants. What are primary air pollutants? So basically, the air pollutants which are directly emitted into the air. Okay, so it is called as primary. Primary means what? It is directly it is emitted into the air, and that is why it is called as primary air pollutants. Examples are sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, nitric oxide, nitrogen dioxide, hydrocarbon, chromium, lead, aerosol, all will come in this category. Similarly, we have secondary pollutants. Now, what is the meaning of secondary pollutants? These are going to be the poisonous substances which are formed from the primary air pollutants. Okay, so the air pollutants, the primary air pollutants, in future they will be causing the secondary air pollutants. So those that form as a result of chemical reaction of primary air pollutant with a natural component of the environment. So when this primary air pollutant will mix with the natural component of the environment, it will react and that will in turn produce a higher poisonous substance which will be called as secondary air pollutant. So what are the example of this? There is ozone, there is aldehydes, sulfuric acids, nitric acids, peroxides, etc. So it's the same thing, types of pollutants, that is primary pollutants and secondary pollutants. Now what are the types of air pollution? Now this air pollution can be further divided into outdoor and indoor air pollution. Now what is the meaning of this air pollution, which is due to the release of particles into the air. Okay, and the other type is release of poisonous gases. So indoor, when you say, it is something which is happening, the pollution which is happening through the internal thing. For example, it is happening through some using of home appliances. Okay, for example, refrigerator produces chlorofluorocarbons, so that is an indoor air pollution. And outdoor, in the sense, something which is happening outside, for example, industrial pollution, now that will be called as an outdoor air pollution. Or forest fires, okay, so that can produce a lot of smoke, forest fire, that is an outdoor air pollution. So what are the sources of air pollution? So there are many sources. Let us start with this. First is anthropological sources. What is the meaning of anthropological sources? It is nothing but the uh, through human activities, okay, that will be called as anthropological sources. So it can happen through combustion fired powered plants. It means it can happen through the industries which are there. The second reason or the second cause of air pollution is vehicles, that is the automobiles. So basically, the combustion of petrol and diesel, which is there in automobiles, release harmful gases in the air. So you might have seen that smoke which is produced from the vehicles. Yes, so those vehicles are the predominant source of air pollution in India. Then we also have two-stroke cycle engines, which causes again a lot of pollution. Then stoves and incinerators. So basically these are the one which are used to burn the things directly, and again they are especially if it is a coal one, it will produce a lot, it can produce lot of poisonous gases which will be affecting the environment. Then wood fires, which is nothing but the forest fires, and if forest fire burn, that will also cause a lot of air pollution. Okay, then the next one is farmers burning crop waste. Like you all might have heard of Delhi incident. Like Delhi is said to be one of the most polluted cities in the world, right? So how it is how it is polluted, or why it is so polluted? The reason is that the nearby places or the villages which are nearby in Delhi, the farmers which are there, they burn their crops after it is dried up, and that burning which is there, that is so intense and in a such a large amount, it produces very smoke in a very large amount, and that causes a lot of air pollution. Apart from that, also we use refrigerator and aerosol sprays. As I mentioned, it produces chlorofluorocarbons. Then the dust and chemicals which are there. So dust is in the air is can be, it can be actually obtained by automobiles, or it can be also through natural sources like dust storms, wind, volcanoes, etc. Then military actions. So there are so many nuclear bomb testing, otherwise also so much of testings are taking place, and this poisonous gases which are produced through this nuclear testing and all, that is directly released into the air, which causes air pollution. Then we have waste deposition in landfills which generate methane. So a lot of waste which is there, that is deposited directly into the directly dumped, and that produces methane, that is CH4, which is again causing air pollution. Then what are the natural sources? Now what we saw was anthropological, that is man-made sources, or due to man activities or activities done by human beings. But now we are talking about the natural sources. So the natural causes of air pollution is dust. As I said, dust in the air is increased by the dust storms, volcanoes and wind. Similarly, we have methane, which is emitted, which is produced from decomposition of animals and cattle. Okay, so when they get decomposed, at that time they produce this chemical, that is methane, and methane again is a major air pollutant. Then you have smoke and carbon monoxide from wildfires, that is nothing but the forest fires. So as I said, forest fire cause a major source for air pollution if it is in a very large cycle, if it's in a very large scale. And then we have volcanic activity producing chlorine, sulfur and ash particulates. So these contaminants which are there, for example, carbon monoxide. So as you all know, carbon monoxide is also said as CO, that is carbon monoxide. So it is a colorless, odorless gas, and it is emitted from combustion of fossil fuels, that is burning of fossil fuels and wood. And the major source for carbon monoxide is automobiles, that is the vehicles which are there and industries which are there, they produce carbon monoxide. And it can cause a lot of issue because it easily gets mixed with our blood and it is supplied to our brain, heart, and other tissues, which can cause chest pain. And if it is an increased concentration, it can cause the death. Then we have chlorofluorocarbons. Now, basically, what is chlorofluorocarbons and what will happen? These chlorofluorocarbons, which are there, they are mixture of different pollutants, and they are the major gases, greenhouse gases, which can cause greenhouse effect, which can cause global warming. Okay, then we have hydrocarbons. Now, what is hydrocarbons and what it will do? Hydrocarbon is an atmospheric pollutant, and it is again formed by the incomplete combustion of carbon containing fuels such as wood, coal, and diesels. It is emitted by fossil fuel burning engines. Also, people who smoke, that is cigarette smoking, which is there, that contains hydrocarbons. So, the hydrocarbons which are there, that can cause lung cancer, it can cause asthma, premature delivery, heart malformation, etc. Then lead and heavy metals. So basically, lead is again a particulate pollutant which is emitted by lead industries and aircrafts. Okay, the earlier previous vehicles which used to come, that used to also produce lead, but now it is reduced drastically. Okay, then nitrogen oxides which are there. So nitrogen oxide is also a gas which cause asthma, bronchitis, uh, and other things. And then sulfur dioxide finally. So again, it is emitted by industries, ships, etc., which can cause respiratory problems, asthma. It can result into acid rain, and it can impact our ecosystem. So this is a basic example that just in dentistry, how much mercury is used and how these things, alginate, aerosols, acrylic, these will be impacting. So these are the major air pollutants again. Now, in the outdoor air pollution, let us talk about the smog. So it is a large scale outdoor pollution which is caused by chemical reactions between pollutants derived from different sources. So, smog is an example of outdoor air pollution. Then you have acid rain. What is basically acid rain? That when the chemicals are produced in the atmosphere and when the rain droplets meet or the water droplets meet these chemicals, then it will become acidic. Okay, and this acidic water, because it will be having pH less than 5.3, so when that falls on earth, when that falls on not only the terrestrial area but also the aquatic bodies, it will impact the aquatic organisms. It will impact not only aquatic, that is living organisms, but it will also impact a lot of sculptures, lot of buildings, marbles, etc. Okay, so you can see here the acid rains cause acidification of lakes and stream, which will result in damage of a lot of or killing of aquatic organisms. It contributes to the damage of trees and many sensitive forest soils. It accelerates the decay of building materials. If any building is getting decayed, or paints, then what will happen are the statues which are there, any buildings that will get impacted by this acid rain. Then we also have greenhouse effect. Basically, what is the meaning of greenhouse effect? You can see in the picture, this is the sun, and sun rays is falling on our earth, right? But what will happen is that due to the excess carbon dioxide gas in our atmosphere, this radiations which are there, this will get trapped in our earth. Okay, and it will not allow it to go back. Okay, so so basically greenhouse effect, which is there, it is the increased warming of the earth caused by rise in So it is caused by the rise in carbon dioxide content of the air. So CO2 is basically released into the air by combustion of fuels, as we have seen. And due to this excess amount, what will happen is there will be an increased warming up. Our earth will get warmed, and that effect is called as greenhouse effect. Okay, and as you know, when our earth get warm, it is causing a lot of glaciers to melt, and anyhow a lot of species are getting impacted by this temperature. Then most important is a hole in the ozone layer. So basically we know that ozone which is there, when it is at the atmospheric level, it is really helpful for us, but when this ozone comes at ground level, it actually it acts as a pollutant, a secondary pollutant. So it's a gas composed of three. So ozone is written as O3. It is formed or composed of three oxygen atoms, and it is formed when the oxides of nitrogen react with volatile organic compounds in the presence of sunlight. So as we said, that ozone is actually good when it is present in the ozone umbrella, because it is preventing us, you can see in this, it is preventing us from harmful radiations. But it is very bad when it is present at the ground level. Okay, because again it can cause a lot of issues, especially when there is a hole. Imagine umbrella is there, you all use umbrella during rain. Imagine in that umbrella, if there is a hole, what will happen? We all will get drenched through rainwater. Same thing is going to happen here if there is a hole in the ozone layer, which has already happened due to excess greenhouse gases. The radiations, harmful ultraviolet radiations, are entering into our earth, which are causing a lot of issues. People are suffering from skin issues, chest pain, throat irritation, etc. Then we have indoor air pollution, which is more dangerous than outdoor pollution, because whatever we are doing is in a closed environment and we are directly facing it, which includes tobacco smoke, cooking and heating appliances, vapors from building materials. So in this picture, you can see that from one home, like in from bedroom, if there's a poor ventilation, dust and mites, bacteria and viruses. From attic, you can see old clothing and bedding. Garage, paints and solvents. Kitchen, garbage, paints, plumbing leaks, cooking, smoke, gas appliances. From yard, pollen, dust, pesticides, herbicides, insecticides. Living area, tobacco smoke, furniture. So these all are various sources which we live in this type of environment. We are using all of it, and that causes a indoor air pollution. So this we've already seen that major source of air pollution is dust storm. It is the storm dust raised by stone dust raised by crushing of stones in quarries, smoke emitted by the vehicles, smoke from the forest fires, smoke raised by the burning coal in power houses, burning of wood, cow dung cakes, garbage, etc. Germs from coughing and sneezing. So these all will be causing air pollution. Now, what are the health effects? We have already seen some of them, but let us see this. Some individuals might be more sensitive to the pollutants as compared to other. Like we all know, human body is not same. One is more sensitive, other is less sensitive. So the one who is more sensitive towards these things, he may get allergic, he may get asthma or other things. Then it affects our health in both short term and long term. So there are few people who get impacted in a way that they catch allergies very soon, or they get cold very soon. So it is a short term impact, but at the same time, if we are inhaling very bad air, then obviously it will cause death, or it will cause asthma, which is a long term effect. Then many different chemicals in the air affect the human body in negative ways. Obviously the chemicals which we have mentioned, at least, that the pollutants which are there, if they go in our body, if we are not breathing good air, then these chemicals will get into us and it will mix with the blood, and that will cause a lot of issues. Then older people and children and infants who are there, they are more sensitive towards this. They don't have a very good immune system, and hence again they get impacted from this air pollution. And finally, air pollution such as ozone, nitrogen and all, not only on human beings, but it has a very adverse effect on our ecosystem also. They can kill the plants and trees by destroying their leaves. Basically, what there can be chlorosis, there can be closing of stomata, and which can cause death of a plant. So what are the preventions now? Prevention is carpooling, vehicle care, that is a timely servicing of the vehicles, making it sure that it does not emit a lot smoke. Public transport, for example, if everyone is going in individual vehicles, the more amount of fuel will be combusted, and that will produce a lot of air pollution. Instead of that, if you are using public vehicles then, or public transport, then a lot of coal burning or combustion can be prevented. So that is a good thing. Or using of bicycle, or instead of if the distance is less, then using of going by walk is a better option. Then alternative energy resources. So instead of burning fossil fuels, if we think of alternative renewable sources like solar energy, hydrothermal energy, hydroelectric energy, so all these forms of renewable energy will finally result in sustainable development, which will help all or contribute a lot because they are all eco friendly, they will not cause any pollution. And most important is saving energy. Okay, so it's very important that we switch off our lights, fans whenever it is not required. Don't use AC, refrigerators or any other heaters. If it is of no use, just to westernize ourselves, we cannot use AC and all. It has a lot adverse effect in our environment. Minimize air pollution. So there are other things like if you're in your home, so a lot of things can be done, like old stoves which are there, they should be replaced. One should be very careful of the emission which is producing. Then recyclable materials, everyone should be recycling utensils, paper, craft papers and all of that, so that we cause less pollution. Then smart purchasing, so we should think of, instead of a plastic bag we can use a jute bag. Similarly, uh, when whichever products we are using, we should make it sure that it is eco-friendly and it will not cause any pollution. Okay, so that's the end of this presentation. Thank you everyone.